evening, depending the time you will come across this live broadcast. Well, that is Johnson. This morning, I'm so happy because Omoyele Sowore, one of the most persecuted activists in Nigeria,
Mm.
has been freed by the federal government after he has been persecuted for over 5 years.
Oh, that's a lot.
He was arrested when he came back from America. That
Mm-hmm.
was 2019, if I am not mistaken the date.
Mm.
And I can see that he has been free today. So we are so happy for his release. Now, there is something going on in Nigeria, and I think it is time for the revolution that this man has been condemned for so long to happen.
Mm.
This man was arrested because he was condemned for a political revolution, and he was asking people to take their destiny into their hands.
Mm.
And that was the reason why the federal government arrested him. Now, as I do say before, when the federal government are persecuting those people who are, I call them political activists, like Sunday Igboho, Nnamdi Kanu, Omoyele Sowore, no
Mm.
matter the kind of agitation they are bringing, federal government are always wrong because these people are not supposed to be persecuted. These people are supposed to be reasoned with. You negotiate with them, you buy their own idea,
Yeah.
you understand the reason why they are agitating. So after the effort of the federal government to nail him, to persecute him, to do everything, after 5 years he's now free. Now I want us to discuss something. I want you to tell us from your own perspective of Afro democracy, the new African model.
Mm-hmm.
This man is not relenting. I saw his message and he still called them for the revolution. And after all, last week he said that the time of the revolution is now. That
Mm.
even Tinubu will make the revolution to come soon or to come quick. Now, since he has been released, the revolution he has been calling is now ripe. Nigeria, there is tension as I speak to you
Mm.
because the cost of living is very high, the
Yeah.
insecurity,
Yeah.
everything is very high. And it appears that Tinubu has no plan for Nigerians. Now, tell us, because you discussed something about the interest of the West yesterday
Yeah.
and why so many people who are calling for disintegration or revolution of this kind, why these people are not, making it. Tell us, what do you think about his release? Do you want him to go back to America, or do you want him to continue his revolution quest, or what do you think that should happen, especially this
Oh,
time that Nigeria is ripe for revolution?
well, in the context of Afro democracy, I even said it in the book that my wish is let there be no black leader
Mm,
arrested, prosecuted for the sake of the people he's wanting to represent. Let there be no black leader assassinated for having spoken for the people he's representing. That is
okay.
one of the statements in the book Afro Democracy, New African Order. So, in the
Mm,
context of the current activist being released, I keep saying, as long we are not free, we'll still talk, we'll
mm,
still fight, we'll still
okay.
struggle, but we have to put some strategies. We have to adopt some grounds that will not harm our leaders. Because if you take the context of his arrest, 5 years in prison, that's enough to break the spirit of a person. But I'm glad that after coming out, he's still singing the same song of a revolution. That is to say that spirit is still there. But going on that issue, we have to establish some kind of measures around him that he shouldn't fall in the same net again of arrest of whatsoever, because the time he spent in prison, if he was free all this time, he could have done perhaps significant progress in this
Yeah.
issue of freeing Nigerians. So it is all about delaying the process of revolution, or the process whereby black people will be free and enjoy the resources of their lands. So if that is a context right here, we all know, and I keep saying that the only type of people, or the only entity that does not want us free, is the neo-colonist
mm,
or the neo-colonizing country. The
mm,
system they impose on us, the government that we call federal or central government, it's not for the people. So whenever there is a force standing on our way against such a leader, I believe as an Afro Democrat that it is not, in the context of Nigeria, it is not the president who's afraid of that revolution. No, he's a black person. He's black like that other activist or that other leader whatsoever. But
mm,
whoever is afraid of the revolution to take place is the country or the so-called superpower that is benefiting from the current socio-political situation of Nigeria. So when the people are impoverished, when the people are displaced, when the people are killed, who's benefiting from this? Who are the criminal behind the suffering of the people benefiting from this situation? Those are the only people who will wish the situation to carry on that way. But those others on the other side of this uh, of this crisis, I can say, will wish perhaps the attainment of a solution whereby the people at least will be set free and enjoy the fruit of their lands. So, in this context here, I'm not saying to that brother to stop. He must carry on fighting, but we have to be wise enough not to fall, not to fall, pray again as it was before, because the system on our land is foreign to us, as I keep saying.
okay, okay. And another thing I discovered about this is that the federal government, I think they are understanding that these people who are agitating or these people who are calling for revolution, that they have a reason why they are doing that, that their agitation is justified. I
Yeah,
think with the situation of Nigeria now,
yeah,
they are beginning to see that someone like Omoyele Sowore has no need to be detained in Abuja environment. His family is in America. Over 5 years, he has not visited them. So the situation of Nigeria right now, where everyone wants to go to the street, I think the federal government must use, caution. And one thing, I was reading the newspaper yesterday. I saw that the president of Hungary resigned. And the reason why she resigned, she's a woman, sorry. The reason why she resigned is because she made a mistake by pardoning somebody that was convicted of, sexual crime.
yeah,
So that was just the reason why she resigned. I said, what is wrong with African brothers? What is wrong with African politicians? Why is it that if a politician is being elected into office, if the person don't have the ability to deliver, the person will remain there. The person will, as if the presidency it is
yeah.
your father's or your property. They don't
Here,
resign.
here again, we are going back to the very same context where we don't have leadership problem in Africa. We don't have leadership crisis in Africa. Um, when a president is elected, to accept that context of being elected, because I believe
Mm,
that no one is elected, they are nominated.
mm,
When a president is elected, once in the presidency, he does not serve according to his beliefs.
mm,
That's the fake right there. If the dream of the neo-colonists was that Nigeria should be impoverished, whoever will come in the presidency must make sure that the impoverishment is real and is noticed by anyone. So that is a mandate right there in order to sit in the presidency. So we don't have a leadership problem in Africa, but our problem is the system within which us black people are expressing our leadership in. That is that is that is our own problem. The system within which us black people are expressing our leadership. It is the system that is foreign to us. So no matter what, we cannot make it. Why are these leaders not stepping down after realizing that they are not delivering people? Because they have the mandate to do it or die. And I keep saying, do it or die. By dying, it doesn't mean that they have to kill them, but they can face humiliation. They can face, from the presidency to, to this kind of disgrace that no one can just accept it. So do it or will expose your crime, as I keep saying. It is hard to have a president in Africa if he's not a criminal. It is
Wow.
very hard. There's some crimes you don't know. It's only known to them, but it's very hard. And for that matter, they owe the honor of the presidency something that they have to be there until the end of the mandate.
Mm. Mm.
Because they are not there to serve, but they are there to make the whole thing go smooth.
Okay.
That's the
Now,
point there.
before we call it a day, I want to ask you a personal question. If you are a Nigerian,
Yeah,
and you are feeling the pains of Nigeria, as you can see on social media, you are
yeah,
feeling or understanding the pains of Nigerian people
yeah.
because of the inflation, insecurity, and so on and so forth. What are you going to do if you are a Nigerian at this moment?
If I was in Nigeria as a president or as just a
No,
citizen.
citizen. What are you
Okay,
going to do?
as a citizen, oh my, obviously, it will depend on the social situation of my life, perhaps in Nigeria. If I'm just a regular citizen, so what else can I do? Because I can stand and say whatsoever. No one will just hear my saying, but I can still join some social groups whereby we can speak out about change, about revolution. There's some ground forces there. I can still join any of them, but if I was in a position of leadership, so why not? I will call for a revolution, and when I'm talking about calling for a revolution, I mean it. If it is a military revolution, so why not? Because for the presidency, for the republic to be established in our countries, do you know how many of our traditional leaders were killed? Do you know how many of our forefathers were killed? So they took it by force. So if there's a need to reverse the pyramid by force, so why not? Why not? Provided what? Provided that when we do that, we shouldn't go back to this context of democracy. So if
Mm.
if I am a Nigerian and if there's a need to go for a revolution, why not? I keep saying even myself, if I'm a soldier or if I were a soldier, uh no man, if I were a soldier and in a country whereby human rights, strictly violated,
Are you going to
I
carry
could have
out a
done
coup?
something. I could have done something already. So that's so simple because through referendums, it's not easy for us to win. Results
Mm.
are always rigged. We
Mm.
don't elect.
Mm.
We don't elect. So if there's a way to use another mean, let's do it. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for this insight. Hoping to see you in the evening while we discuss the matter of Afro democracy. I'm very grateful for your time and for everything. Once more, congratulations to Omoyele Sowore. The guy has really done a lot for Nigerians. He was one time the presidential candidate of AAC, All African Congress. You know that we don't have elections in Nigeria now. You know how it is. So that is the situation. I'm very happy for him. Congratulations one more
I'm
time.
happy for him as well. I'm happy for him as
Yeah.
well because we need our leaders to be free so that we can have more voices across the continent,
Yeah.
knowing that they are voices of freedom, voices of the greatness of the black race. So we
Yeah.
need those leaders free, and the only way we can make it is to avoid falling for the same trap that was
Exactly.
set on our way by the neo-colonists. Let me put it
Uh,
that way.
that is it. All right, that was Jay Johnson. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in the evening. Let's discuss the matter of Afro democracy.
Anytime. Thank you, Mr.
All
Okocha.
right. All right. Thank you, sir.